Hello everybody, so today I'm reviewing Transcendence, the new film directed by Wally Pfister, who is best known for being the cinematographer on all of Christopher Nolan's films, well, most of his films, and being a cinematographer on some other films as well, but he's an Oscar-winning cinematographer, does some amazing cinematography. Transcendence is a film that's been getting a lot of hate. It's currently got an 18% on Rotten Tomatoes. That is from 163 reviews. It's on a 6.4 on IMDb. Transcendence is the story of Johnny Depp, who is Will. His name is Will. He is a guy that wants to make computers sort of have the same things as the human brain and react like that and be very self-aware computers and things, but a terrorist organisation shoot him. This is in the trailer and stuff, and now his mind is going to be taken over to these computers, and he's going to pretty much take over the internet and the world and things, and haven't spoiled anything there because that is all seen in the trailer, if you've seen the trailer. Transcendence stars Johnny Depp as Will, Rebecca Hall, Paul Bettany, Cillian Murphy, Morgan Freeman, and Kate Mara. Those are the main sort of people of the film. Now, I was excited for Transcendence. I was actually properly excited for it. I thought, okay, it's Wally Pfister. He's a good cinematographer. He's gonna maybe bring his cool ideas over to here. He does have the cinematography of this is good again. So this is really unprofessional right here. I'm trying to remember the person who is cinematographer this time. Jess Hall. Jess Hall. He was the cinematographer also on Hot Fuzz and something else, but yeah, that's what he's best known for Hot Fuzz, and he's a cinematographer on here. The cinematography of the film does look beautiful. It's beautifully shot. You can tell the Wally Pfister again is sort of getting in there to say how he wants his shots to look, and it seems like that was the thing that he was sort of focusing on most, because there's many shots that just, it will be something really nicely shot, and that's the main thing that's in the film. Transcendence is incredibly boring. Like, really boring. I know people were probably expecting this action-packed sci-fi with explosions and everything, and crazy stuff going on. There's those things every now and again in the film, and gunfire and things that happen in the film, but it's very weirdly paced. The pacing is really off. It will one moment be sort of slow, then it will add something else and try to make it fast-paced and stuff. The soundtrack really worked for this film, but it's just, it feels so off and not like the idea properly was there. Now, you can tell that they were going for something more with this film, but it just, the actors do a really great job with everything, but it just feels so flat. Like, the actors, their characters, you don't really get to connect to them properly, to learn about them. Now, you only get to be connected with them for a little bit, but you don't properly get a connection with them. Johnny Depp is not really the main star of the film. It's more Paul Bettany and Rebecca Hall. They are the two main people of the film. Johnny Depp, yes, he has these computer things, but Paul Bettany is the one that's sort of trying to find out what's really going on, and Rebecca Hall is trying to sort of figure out these things. Cillian Murphy is playing an FBI agent, and Morgan Freeman is a guy that works at the place that happened. It has its sort of its terrorist things in there about the computers and things, and it's like a terrorist organisation and stuff, but Transcendence just didn't really feel like it was what it properly wanted to be. Wally Pfister, it feels like he got a bit big-headed, really. Wally Pfister is a cinematographer that I like, but recently I've read stuff and it sort of put me off him a little bit. He said that he thought the Avengers was shot badly, that there was cinematography in it that took him out of the film, and he was horrible about it, and like, Joss Whedon's reply was just so, it's sad, like his reply was like, well, sorry, that I was a fan, like saying that he was a fan of like Wally Pfister, I think, or a fan of the Avengers or whatever, or the cinematography, but it's just, you can go and search that up about Wally Pfister's thing on the Avengers, but it's just, it's a shame that it feels like Wally Pfister had been like, yeah, I've been the cinematographer on Nolan's films, so now I can come over to this, but it feels like he wanted to make a Nolan film. He wanted to just be doing an exact Nolan film again. This has ideas that feel like it's a Nolan film. It has many cast members that have been in Nolan films, like Morgan Freeman and Cillian Murphy have been in those films before, and you also have Josh Stewart in this, like who's been appearing in, that he appeared in The Dark Knight Rises, but he's getting a much of a bigger star now, and it's just weird that it feels like it sort of should have been a Christopher Nolan film in a way, but we got Interstellar. That when you looked at those films next to each other, people were like thinking like these two films look sort of the same. Interstellar is with space stuff and that, but at first people thought they looked the same. But Transcendence gets. I don't want to be too harsh with this, but it's just. I was excited for this when I first saw the trailers and stuff, but it's completely let me down, and it gets like a 5 or even a 4.5 out of 10. I found myself really bored with this, and at the moments it wants to be exciting, it feels so off, and just the pacing just doesn't work with this film. Like I've said, the cast do a really good job with the acting. Johnny Depp is good in this. Rebecca Hall is brilliant. Paul Bettany is great as always. Cillian Murphy, Morgan Freeman, everyone does a good job. The cast do a good job, but their characters just felt flat. You didn't have enough time to connect with them and stuff, or really know things, and just it was all a bit silly how the idea went together in the end, when it's meant to be this really interesting idea, but just fell flat in the end and just didn't go as interesting as it could have done. So that is my review of Transcendence. It's incredibly disappointing, and it's a shame that it's almost one of the worst films I've seen this year. I was hoping for so much more. I'm hoping Wally Pfister with his next film maybe learns from these mistakes and makes something good. I'm not saying it's one of the most terrible films ever, but it's really not as good as it could have been, and I was actually excited for this, and it's a real big letdown. So that is my review for Transcendence. Like I've already said, if you've seen Transcendence, send on there if you enjoyed it, or if you feel the same as me about it, and what more would you have liked to sort of see from this film if they had have sort of gone in a different path. But it's a shame, a real big shame that we were getting all these good films this year, and I thought Transcendence was going to be one of them, but it's not. So that's my review for today. See you all again very soon. Goodbye.